A power steering leak is very irritating to have, especially if it leaks badly. Usually see it by the pitman arm. It's towards the front of your vehicle and it drips like that. This is what it looks like. You put the power steering fluid in your reservoir there. It goes through these lines, through the pumps, into your gearbox and back again. Usually leaks are seen here. It could be in your tubes, your hoses, or where it's clamped. Power steering fluid can come there, but if it's coming from your gearbox, then that means you'll have to open it up. You can see where the power steering fluid is and where it should be. You can see how bad mine was. This might be in the space of a day. Now here's what I tried, and this is on a D22 Frontier, and I know a lot of people tried different power steering fluids. I'm going to tell you what happened with me on my Frontier. This doesn't necessarily mean it will happen on your vehicle, especially if you're driving a car. You know, cars are made up differently, react differently, have different parts. So bear with me as I go through this with you. First of all, I tried the STP power steering fluid plus stop leak. That helped to slow it down a bit, but the result is that I still had a bad leak. Some days I might come and be totally good, and then other days, you know, the leak was pouring. Then I tried the Motor Medic power steering fluid with stop leak. This power steering fluid is a lot lighter than the STP, and so it just went through my system and just went to the ground. The same happened with the Berryman transmission and power steering sealer. The dealers who sold me it told me the miraculous things it could do, but it didn't do anything with my D22 Frontier. It actually made the leak worse. Now this doesn't mean it would happen on your vehicle. When I say that, most people may use this in a car or some other vehicle and it works for them, but I'm saying on my D22 Frontier it does not work. These D22 Frontiers need a thicker fluid to stop leaks if you're not changing the seals. So my last try was the Lucas power steering stop leak, and I can tell you this thing works. But let me tell you why it may not work for some people, or at least my theory about why it doesn't work for some people. What happens is that you put in the Lucas power steering stop leak, and although it works right away to slow down the leak, the system that I showed you earlier kind of has to work out the old or the lighter fluid out of your system. So once it gets that lighter fluid out in the form of dripping to the bottom, and the Lucas power steering stop leak takes over, then it totally seals the leak. But it does not do it immediately as the bottle says, or at least it didn't do it for me. It took a while, and I'm going to show you in this video the stages of how long it took and what I did, because I didn't initially clear out the old power steering fluid. I just added to top up the reservoir, and you can see that what it did. And then the second stage, I cleared the power steering fluid reservoir and added just the Lucas power steering stop leak, and that made a big difference. That was actually following the directions, and the leak started to slow down significantly, but did not go away immediately. And I think that's why a lot of reviews online about Lucas power steering stop leak is negative, is because they want an immediate stop to the leak, and it doesn't happen that way, because like I said before, the system has to flush of all the old power steering fluid, and then it will do its job. You just have to be a little bit patient. Some people also said that the fluid was too thick and it busted the power steering pump. I don't know about that, mine is quite fine, but then again, I'm driving a truck. I don't know how it will work on cars. This is the third day. You can see the fluid still dropping on, but this is the old fluid, not the Lucas. You can see how the power steering reservoir has gone down a bit. I topped that up. As the old fluid leaves, you obviously have to top up. So I topped it up there. And by the 7th day, actually before that was like the 5th day, but by the 7th day, for sure, nothing. And 1 month later, there's absolutely no leaks. No leaks. So it works.